Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Mystics MMOs. I'm your host, Mystic Raven. Well, I'm back in beta today because the lack of PvP and ESO is depressing me, to be honest with you. It's depressing. So, there's a couple things I want to check out today. Leveling Spear, and the one thing I will say is this: it's worth leveling multiple weapons for your stat, what your stats are going to go for. I would actually recommend, when this goes live, whatever primary stat you're going to go, to level the weapons, accordingly. Why? Because you can reconfigure build without resetting attribute points. Because since weapons all have different attacks, it's easy just to swap out a weapon, like either a primary or a secondary weapon, to do what? Become more effective in that scenario, what you're trying to push for. And then you don't have to go ahead and, reconfigure your attribute points, because in this game, you don't spend points. You're not, the skills, your weapon skills don't, like, basically I can level all of these weapons, right? Everything in strength. And it's not going to affect my progression. I'm not going to have to go back and be like, I'm a point short. Oh, I have to drop a weapon. No, not in this game. In this game, literally, I can level all these weapons up, to max. I can level every weapon up to max and have it on standby. And I think if you're going to be playing this game when it goes live, that is the way to do it. You're going to want to be very effective with all selected weapons based on, now, same thing with gear. You can swap out gear and weapons without affecting your distribution of your attribute points. If you look here, the yellow part of the bar is my contribution to the allocation. The blue is the equipment, right? And then there's a purple, which is item buffs. So swapping out gear and swapping out weapons can dramatically alter what we're seeing. Like, I have an intel piece. I have nothing in except the base of the 5 points. But because of the item bonus, I'm getting another 10 points and equipment of 4 to the contributing to that contribution. And I wanted to show that today. So I was like, it is really kind of good. Also, everything in this game will get you level experience, but not weapon experience. Weapon experience you literally have to do. Same thing with crafting experience. Though crafting experience, while you're crafting, as you're harvesting or crafting, you're gaining some marginal XP towards leveling. And that is a really nice thing to see, because if you want to be a primary crafter or whatever, you're not going to be limited to leveling, if you're not going to engage in PvP for some reason, though I wouldn't know why, but there are going to be players out there that do that. So now, once again, I reintegrate. I do not think this game is ready for launch. I just don't, for multiple reasons. It's good. In its current state, it's better than most games at this point in time during its development stage. But once again, it reflects what the game initially was supposed to be. That's a survival game. I like how people are like, oh, they kind of put in survival to an app. No, I guarantee you this was going to be a survival game. They later wanted to revamp that and then added these elements. The last year, the PvE content added is a testimony to that. And because of these factors, they didn't anticipate adding additional skills to their system. Also, there's a couple of abilities that are pretty shoddy, that need to be fine-tuned. And if this goes live, a lot of players are going to call it out, especially with radius, poles, things like that. There are a couple of things that need to be tweaked. And it'll be called out when it goes live. In beta, nobody calls it out. They'll give them a heads up, but nobody will hold anything to them because why? Because it's not live. Live, I like it how people are like, well, there's games that launch that aren't perfect. No game launches perfect. No game does. And you have to understand that. And there is a deadline. And I think this game has extended beyond that deadline. And Amazon. But here's the thing: Amazon's already gained enough revenue. Would I push it back a year? No, I would not push it back a year. I would give them another 4 or 5 months to, address certain issues to get this well underway. Let me see what my inventory. Yeah, we gotta dump some shit. Oh wait, I think I have a storage locker over here. It's close by. Yeah. The game does crafting insanely well. It does. There's a lot of things I still have questions on. But once again, I think it's doing good. Okay. We could maybe sell it. I don't know. I don't see the point in, yeah. I mean, I know people are listing stuff and whatever. All right. I want to try to go get some gear. I have a theory on something. I want to check it out. Alright. Longsword. Is that a dex item or not? I don't know. I think this game's going to do well. I'm not even going to lie to you about that. This game is going to do well. Boy, that bow is actually a little heavier than I anticipated. Alright. We need to make some more food. That's fine. I got a lot of food. More components. Milk. All right. Now, two things I'm going to do. I'm going to make some food. I'm glad they didn't do the bandage system. Like UO, they used to have the bandage system. I like the pot system better. Okay. So, I want to find couple pieces of medium and a couple pieces of heavy. Ideally around my level range. I wish they would have a filter for the level range a little better. Like up here, up at the top. That you could just, you know what I mean, say filter it a little better. Let's first off, let's just do this. We need a heavy piece first. And I want to get the stats the same is what I'm trying to do here. Because the biggest thing about this theory is trying to coordinate the stats. Level 2. Level 36. Level 5. Level 5. Oh no. Damn it. All right. Let's go with legs here. Maybe that'll work. Excuse me. I'll be on ESO a little bit later today. Actually got to get a hold of my friend who I haven't seen in 2 days. Start worrying. Dexterity and intelligence. I don't think I'm high enough to craft anything. Let's go check. I get repair kits. Item level 20. Item level 5. But it doesn't have any bonus stats to it, just whatever. Oh well, I mean, we don't have to keep it. We'll craft a couple pieces. See, that's gonna suck. Let's try that again. Item perks are random. They see that needs to get controlled. Oh my god, why? Alright. So, at least, whatever. I just want to get some without conflicting stats. No. Sucks. No. God. Okay, good. See, I don't like that. No. Ugh. Perfect. Awesome. All right. I gotta make some components. I need to get fish low. I need to go fishing. All right. Trying to build my way up to being able to make some of this. So I need to get cooking oil, start getting cinnamon, stuff like that. I don't like randomized statting though. Oh boy. That's going to be horrible. Just it's like, you know, RNG in crafting. I like the crafting system, but I don't like RNG based into the craft. Ooh. Mana regen. No. Alrighty. Now. What I have a theory on is this. Alright. I'm wondering, we know the stats are going to go down, right? If they were comparable from plate to medium. The speed, does your movement speed change? That's what I want to check out. And it's kind of important to ask the question. Oh shit, I don't have whatever. Okay, so I do have medium. I have a medium head. Alright. And I don't know if it does or doesn't, because here's my problem. I'm not seeing it. Here's the problem. If movement speed isn't configured into this, nobody's gonna give a fuck about medium or light armor. Not in a PvP game. They won't. Let's see if I feel slower. Because I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. It's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a very fucking serious problem, man. I need heavy feet. It's going to be a serious problem. And for some reason, I believe that's the case. Yeah, that's light, isn't it? Yeah. I like the fact that stats kind of go across the board. So I don't like RNG based crafting. I don't. I hate it. Give me control or whatever. All right. Foot. And this is going to be a very serious problem if this is the case. And they're going to adjust this. I might even post this on their feedback stuff and post it in the forums. And I'll do a video for my overall review. So of the game, I think there's a lot of pros, and I can see where it's going to go for PvP, and I think that's a positive because most of the gaming industry has abandoned PvPers, and that's a market. You can't afford to do that. Not quite high enough for that. And then at least I'll get a little bit more resistance. It's a little lower on the gear score, but I just want to try this. All right. Oh shit, I bought the wrong one. Oh well. We can pretty much salvage all of this. So you can sell it or salvage it. It's going to be up to you. You probably sell greens or whatever. When I'm in beta, I don't give a shit. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that one. All right. Nope. That's a very serious fucking problem. That's a problem. God, fuck. Fuck. It's the one thing I didn't want to see. It's the one damn thing I was hoping I wasn't going to see. Fuck. Is longsword part of this? Oh. That's what I wanted to do. Grab my hammer. Alright. So I want to grab a hammer. Because I want to level that next. Then you can just replace it. Right? And then you can just level it. So that's kind of cool. Trial of the Templar. 1.8K. Alright. Let me check out. Yo, Bray Bray. Morning, Tab. How you doing? That's the one thing. Guys, I am a little depressed about ESO PvP. I'm really depressed about it. And it has such good combat mechanisms involved. No game's perfect. No game is perfect. But like you said, Tay, yesterday, get more game modes. I agree. I agree, man. I really do. I agree. Would it fix every problem? No. Get incentives too. That's another thing somebody said. Why do I care? It's not like I'm going to use any of the gear that they give me in here. I'm like, that's a problem. I'm a little, the crafting just took a hit for me, you know, in this game with that, you know. So I'm definitely going to, you know, be pointing that out. So I have no abilities yet. So it's just hack and slash away. So I can level it up. And the nice thing about this game, unlike ESO, if I swap weapons, it'll split the XP. So I kind of do like that. There are some pros to this game. I just don't like RNG crafting. What the fuck, yo? Bringing the hammer down. And that's the thing. These points won't. I don't have to like respec to have as many weapons, the capability of weapons that I want. So I do like that. I really do. I think that's kind of a cool thing. I'm not gonna lie about that. I think that's kind of cool. I haven't even taken a look at the hammer yet. Armor breaker. Penetrates 35% of the target's armor and deals 140. What the fuck, man? But that's a target. I like AoEs. We might get it still. Let's check this out. Shockwave, AoE. Animation's a little whatever, but it's kind of cool, I guess. If I don't like it, I can respec. It said this game's only got one chance to do things right. If they fuck up, it won't survive a year. Maybe a couple months. That fad, frustrations, everything will grow. It's not going to bring in PV years. I like the spear. I'm not even gonna lie. I think that by far is really something I'm gonna have as a backup weapon for sure, for sure. It's got a stun. Wrecking ball. I think Mighty Gavel will probably be the next one I push. Just because it'll have, it looks like a gap closer. They do a really good job with the animation. I like the idea behind the penetration, but in some scenarios, AoEs will be just more effective if you're outnumbered. Heavy armor is going to be the thing, though. They fucked up. They lightweight fucked up on that. I don't know what they were thinking, especially, you know, with Elder Scroll players coming in. We lived and died by that heavy armor meta. Literally, you lived and died by the heavy armor meta. I like the stun effect, too. The higher the XP gain, the more you level up the weapon faster, too. Alright. One thing I like about the Javelin, it has a CC effect, a really strong CC effect. Don't mind me, I'm picking hemp. I promise I'm not going to be smoking it. You guys believe me, right? I don't smoke hemp, so. But here we are. We're going to be picking it. Pick the hemp. I don't know, man. That hemp looks pretty funky to me. Why would I know? I'm stopping. Stop. All right, 1 second. I think this game's got a lot of potential. But like I said, the heavy armor, man. Everybody's going to be rolling it. It's a problem. But if it doesn't have speed, if there's no speed differential. Ah, shit. Well, at least I got to check that out. Come on. No equipment found. Must have broke my knife. It's fine. Get a couple bushes. We'll make a camp. Silverweed. Silverweed. It's not just weed. It's silverweed. We'll find goldweed sooner or later too. I'll be honest, some of the end game material, when you come across it, you'll notice it, and it looks cool. Looks like it's going to craft some really cool shit. Now, let me tell you guys why I don't like RNG-based crafting. Because components at end game become very scarce, because they're very hard to find. Right? Certain components. And if it's all based on chance, and you're not getting the exact stats that you want or you need, your fucking materials go down a toilet. I don't like it. I don't. Another game did that and it flawed. It flawed. So I'm going to get on the forums and I'm really going to bitch that one out. I'm going to be like, you know, you have an excellent crafting system. I would have gave it a 10. Except you left the statting to RNG. You don't fucking do that. No, like, the SWG didn't even do that. SWG, you literally had a controller. line where you could place your desired stats, but based on how well it came out, the stats will get adjusted accordingly. They need to implement that in this game because nobody wants to waste materials on stats that people don't want in their build. If you're going to have a crafted game on this caliber, especially for PvP, you don't want to be RNG based. Where random stats come flying in. It's like, it's pretty much junks the entire piece. That's a serious issue. It's a serious fucking issue, man. Like I said, this game's not ready. It's not. It's good. It's just not ready. Swimming. There is no swimming. You wade. I like the graphics. The graphics, even when you're wading, but there's no swimming. There's a lot of problems, man. And they're going to get criticized for it. Yeah, they're doing good. Why? Well, currently there's just nothing on the market. You freaking rabbit. Oh, I can't even. I killed it and I can't even harvest it. It's too high. People will call you out. All right. Oh, I haven't found blueberries. Alright, so I gotta get out of here. Come on, man. Whoa, what was that? Ugh. I got enough squash. This game's gonna have some... if they can get it under control, though, like stat adjusting on craft, that's going to benefit them. If they can increase speed by armor type and then affect the duration of stuns based on that, because heavy armor is should be at a slight disadvantage when it comes to speed. It should. Let's see if we can set up a camp now. Get our health back. We'll craft up a skinning knife. And I'm really happy that everything's at least not so easy to beat. But it's, you know, all right. Now we have a little bit of a respawn point too. comes the lunge. The animations look great. Slightly better. There's a lot of things they did great in this game, but like I said, you can tell it was, you know, ideally a survival game. That I don't think that hit. No, I hate. There we go. Definitely going to be taking a gain in power on heavy attacks, increasing attack damage by 20% for 4 seconds. Increase armor for all Warhammer standard attacks. Oh, wow. I think that leap is going to be really good. What the fuck? Why? What? Am I reading that right? Active applies exhaust. Oh, slowing target stamina. Okay. Regen. That, yeah, actually good. That's good passive. Couple of like I said, heavy armor just gonna be a thing. It's gonna be. You know what? Normally I'd be picking this up. You know, I don't see a lot of players. I'll see casters in heavy armor in this game. I guarantee that. I just guarantee it. Here's the thing. You need to incentivize light and medium armor types, man. Not just with stat boosting, but movement, defensive mechanisms, things like that. Dodge, a lot of people be like, well, you know, in some games it's dodge or whatever. It's not that's not enough. It's just not. Like weapon speed or something, you know. I remember certain games, you know, their weapon speed was deterrent on armor type. You know, how fast they could, you know, do light or heavy attacks or things like that. And I just don't feel like in this game, you know, those are things that should have been, you know, addressed. Whoa, I don't think I have any. I think I do. I don't know. I'll grab a few of these. I always grab stuff that I'm not aware of. It looks like I'm morely use this for alchemy. I haven't seen an alchemy table though, so but there's components, I think. And I just once again I just come back down to this. I've got a bunch of briar already. I've already picked some from the bank or some shit, I think. I mean, you went to the trouble of doing all this cool harvesting and putting together a pretty good UI for crafting that you don't have to like go pick up, you know, recipes or some shit, only to what? Have an RNG based craft system? Why? There one. There it is. Lights out. And I like the a little bit of the gap close on the hammer on the heavy. I think that's kind of cool. Coming for you, dude. Where's my cube? It's down here somewhere. Is that the bottom? Maybe at the bottom. think that's upstairs. Definitely look very alchemish. Alright. So. Another one? Okay. I like the fact that it stuns. The hammer, what the hammer's going to give, it's very slow. But here's the thing with the hammer. After a stun, you can do a heavy follow-up. And that's a decimating effect. That's just, you know, it... Where in the fuck? Like I said, more block cancel combat. I think there's some issues, like at least they have a counter way, but if people aren't going to be block canceling correctly, they're going to get their asses ripped. All right. Yeah, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, this combat's slower than ESO. It's been thought out a little bit more. I can appreciate it for that. Like I said, this was ideally going to be a where in the fuck is this? The rest of it's a rock. Is there a third floor? What the fuck, man? Alright. Pass through the Soul Warden seal. On top of the tower. On top of the tower. Looks like a good time right here. That's gotta be it. Bitch, almost he did. He knocked me off. I could switch weapons, but I'm trying to level the hammer up. Alright, let's see if we can do this. Is it this? Yep. Up. Okay. Animation looks really cool. And I like the fact that if somebody loots, like, the coffer, it doesn't mean that you can't, because it's, you know, it's just once you loot it, it's whatever. Alright. Okay, now we head back. Oh boy. Oh. Well, look what, you know, there are some sadistic developers. Can you imagine putting a cache right there? Jump for it. What? Alright, let me check this out. I don't know who in the fuck decided on RNG crafting in the 2020s. Who in the fuck does that? Especially in a PvP game with item degradation. What the fuck, man? Who in the fucking... Are they on... I swear. Drugs, man. Drugs. Your items are already going to degrade. The only thing that PvPers want is optimization for their builds. That's it. And crafters are going to get annoyed by having to dump so many resources on junk crafted pieces based on RNG. It's just, and this heavy armor between light and medium, that's a problem. That's a very serious problem. That's not even a little problem. That's a lot. Because the thing about it is, right now, Elder Scrolls, for example, there's passives, right? That reflect the benefits of having light, medium, and heavy. Elder Scrolls is starting to put penalties associated, which is good. They should have done that from the rip. But unfortunately, CP can cancel out negative effects into that a lot. So you're never getting rid of heavy armor in PvP or high resistance. And what it does is, and now they're adding more mitigation to the time for time to kill. And I think that's, you know, one of the counter problems in Elder Scrolls currently. It's like, you don't want people to live longer. You want people to die faster. You want tanks, anything that's tanky, to suffer consequences for what? Pushing too much resistance, right? Like, yeah, they're burly, but they shouldn't be burly and capable of decimating. Like I said, I mean, I own my own IP, but they really didn't even think about some shit, you know, in this game when it came to that factor. Like I said, survival game, initially. Added MMO components down the road. Will it work? Well, the PvP's here. You know? There's going to be a lot of bitching along the way. And if they launch this in its current state, I give it 2 months before the fucking... everybody starts just bitching. Look at this. God, fuck, I swear to God. There are pros and cons to everything. This game has potential. ESO has potential. What crowd are you catering to? That becomes the question. You can have it all. You just got to spend your resources wisely. And I think one of the problems for ESO currently is repetitiveness. Every new chapter brings the same things we see over and over. Yeah, there's a nice twist. The Oblivion portals are really cool in Blackwood. I love the Oblivion portals. I like the new dungeons. I like the content. I love the story. You know, some of the storylines you get. I don't feel it ties well to backlore or future events, because you know we're looking at a prequel. Like I said, I've repeated this time and time again. I wish they would tie certain things in, so the backstories, you know, translate to events that are yet to occur in the other titles. A lot of hoofing in this game. That's corruption. See that? There's a night sky. It looks great. It looks amazing. We got the moon. It looks phenomenal. It really does. I can't cut on the games. Whatever. Like I said, one ability on each. Whatever. Add that. Give a little bit into the derated effects. And now, you know, add a little bit more content. And you have PvE content that's worthy. The world events, like corruption and stuff, is really cool. I keep wanting to say there's corruption somewhere. Every time I see fog or a dark patch somewhere, you know, I want to say there's a corruption. But, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's corruption somewhere. I'm going to try to avoid it, because you need a lot of people. You need max level to take that shit out. It's on. Oh shit. Right there it is. You need people to take it out, but I think they did that well. I don't know, man. They need a queue system for their expeditions. No way around that. No mail. No trade. One more hemp. Whoa, that is so cool. Just got an epic component. Fucking A. Who knew? I like the fact that they made the world very, you know, a part of the experience. Well, because, you know, it was supposed to be whatever. But it does work for that.
Again, the ghost of lost causes return. I remember faces. Oh, I don't think I care for this. Remember everywhere. All over Aternum. Or was it under Aternum?
Jesus.
I remember stone and iron, chisel and shovel. Maybe the mine. Adamant mine. Or maybe not.
Alright. It's a lot of weight. All right. More hemp. It's a big plant. 38 fibers. We got a fast travel right here, so all right.
I see the light is still with you.
Yeah, sure. A lot of repetitive alliance quests. All right. All right, I think I'm gonna call this. I think I'm gonna post on the forums some initial concerns, because the one thing you don't want to see this game do is bump into the same problems Elder Scrolls did within its a little after its first year. I remember a lot of people used to laugh at me for wearing heavy armor on my casters. I'm like, why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? I get no negative repercussions for doing so. None. There's no negative repercussions. And back then, a lot of people wore specifically light or medium or whatever. And it's like, yeah, you want a few pieces, but, you know, I mean, this was before transmutation. I used to wear rattle cage. Remember rattle cage? I was like, you know, I wear the jewelry and I wear 2 heavy pieces. And then I do this so I could still get light armor passives. And then I benefit from some of the resistance. And that's the problem of it is that's going to translate to this. Why? There's no negative association. There's no negative association. And unless you have a negative association, you're fucked. You're fucking yourself. You are fucking yourself so hard. Because later down the line, it's always going to be playing catch up to the adjustments. So right from the rip, when this game launches, what's going to happen? You're going to have players who listen to a certain content creators be like, this is the most effective, we're the medium, and we're this, and we're that. And then you're going to have Elder Scroll players, especially PvPers, that are known content creators, that are going to say this. You know, we played Elder Scrolls, we walked down that path beginning, we're telling you, fuck that, put on heavy, build your stats this way, and decimate. You're going to be seeing 1vx types playouts in this game. Why? Because nobody listened. Crowfall players was like, oh, that build sucks, whatever. I'm like, I'm getting used to the mechanics. But you guys don't understand where we come from. You guys are used to playing by rules that the devs try to implement with no negative association. And then you get players like me, or God heaven forbid Fang Rush. Fang Rush, I've seen his last video on this. He's decimating. Why? He's an ESO player. It's just like, come on, man. Come on. I don't like the whole title thing of 1vxing or anything like that. You know, I much would rather have a balanced game. But unfortunately, it is what it is. So I just think at the end of the day, this game's one downside is once again underestimating what players from other games are going to do to your fucking game. They're going to exploit the development weaknesses, and armor type is definitely a development weakness. RNG based crafting is a development weakness, and that's probably what I'm going to call this in the forums. Development weaknesses to be exploited. So, alright, I'm gonna let you guys go. As always, I'm Mr. Graven, this is Mystics MMOs. Have a nice day.